I'm here to talk periods. Not as in punctuation, but I'm talking menstruation. I'm here to talk about the taboo of the period and the problems our society faces in regards to feminine hygiene products. 35 states still tax period products, which include things like pads, panty liners, tampons, and the Diva Cup. These 35 states are still taxing these products because they are seen as unnecessary. To put this into perspective, some states put the luxury tax on tampons, but not Viagra, which is a pill to help treat erectile dysfunction. That's cute, because if we consider tampons luxurious, then we consider periods luxurious, in which, in the words of Google Dictionary, would mean that they are, quote, a state of great comfort and extravagant living. I know a healthy sex life is important, and I don't mean to belittle that, but I at least feel that Viagra and tampons should be held at the same level of importance, because I think anyone, regardless of their gender, can agree that uncontrollably bleeding for days on end is not comfortable or luxurious in legitimately any situation. But yep, I guess a tampon is luxurious. So did you just get your period? Treat yourself, girl. Since tampons are considered a luxury item, you deserve that splurge. It is not Thank you. Appreciate it. It's not acceptable for something so necessary for half of our population to be considered optional. Tampons are being considered a choice, but I can guarantee you that the 1 out of 5 girls who have had to miss school because a simple lack of access to feminine hygiene products did not have that choice. The tampon tax needs to be nationally terminated, because even though men don't necessarily have to worry about bleeding through their pants, we should all be proponents of menstrual equality. Aunt Flo is not a cheap date. Period product expenses pile up, especially for the women like here in Georgia who don't have that tax exempt. The average box of pads and tampons will cost anywhere from $7 to $10 in addition to tax. And if you take the average amount a woman will spend on those products, plus additional spendings like, say, new underwear because of the inevitable stains that gather up every period, the absolute minimum a woman will spend in her menstrual lifetime on period products is $4,216. In the words of Cristina Garcia, a California politician, basically, we are being taxed for being women. I'm not proposing that all period I'm not proposing that all period products should be free, because I know that could never realistically or financially work right now, but I am proposing that public access to them is a basic necessity. Consider this. When you go into a public restroom, you are not concerned about forgetting your personal toilet paper roll, but instead we consider it a sanitary necessity to wipe. Is wiping a means of life or death? No, but I think people would be pretty pissed, saddened, and upset if wiping was not a nationwide expectation. My point being, this is the same exact situation for tampons. Obviously, I don't need a tampon like I need food or water, but it's definitely crucial in living a comfortable, sanitary, and productive life. In the words of Jessica Valenti, who is a feminist writer, she says that, quote, sanitary products are vital for the health, well-being, and full participation of women and girls across the globe. The UN has even proclaimed menstrual hygiene as a public health, human rights, and gender equality issue. Only over the past few years has this issue gained the international attention it somewhat deserves, but I, along with many, am far from satisfied, because our society is refusing to confront this problem. Tampons should be seen as a right, not a privilege. So now you may be thinking, okay, like, sad, what do? We become menstrual enthusiasts. The best part about being a menstrual enthusiast is the taboo. Oh, how uncomfortable people get when talking about such a naturally occurring, beautiful thing. There's no doubt that a majority of people get really uncomfortable during conversations like this, but this is a time where a menstrual enthusiast can shine. On a website called girlsaskguys.com, which I don't think needs explanation, a girl asked, "Guys, why are you so scared and grossed out about periods?" As to which a lovely man by the name of Dean Willis decided to respond, "If it's my girlfriend, I'm cool with it. But girls talk about their periods like it's the weather. I don't want to hear about your personal stuff. You don't see me discussing my masturbation to anyone, right?" Oh, Dean. Honey, no. Periods and masturbation are not equal. Dean could use a little lesson on menstruation, but we can't completely blame him for his lack of education on this topic. In a survey done by Thinks Inc. and a nonprofit called Period, they surveyed teenagers ages 13 to 19 years old, and they found out that 76% of teenagers have learned more about the anatomy of a frog than a woman's body. It has been continuously ingrained in us by our society and our academic institutions to virtually forbid period talk. And this has further perpetuated the stigma that surrounds menstruation. This is what I came prepared for. Oh, we've managed to create 5,000 euphemisms just to avoid saying the word period. Euphemisms insinuate shame, and that's a big problem because women should never feel ashamed or uncomfortable in their own bodies. A man by the name of Moritz, who is the co-founder of an app called Clue, which basically helps you track your cycle, but it also acts as like an education platform, which is fun. He leads an example of how we should all approach period talk. He says, quote, "Hey, this is a naturally occurring thing which happens to half of our population, and an invention by Mother Nature which prepares a nice, fresh uterine lining each month for the embryo. Nothing to worry or feel uncomfortable about." Normalizing the period and products that go along with it needs to happen. I know conversations like these can be really scary because they are taboo right now, but in all seriousness, it's really time to get past that. Everyone is affected by periods. So, you get a tampon. You get a tampon. Everybody gets a tampon. I'm channeling my inner Oprah. It's really time to end the stigma around periods because in reality, it's the reason we're all here tonight. So, thank the period. We should not only want to, but need to raise the conversation about menstruation. Period.